guess.
All right, here
like,
we
get
are.
away from me. So,
yep. Welcome back to Into the Unknown, session 13 with GM Jeremy. We apologize for being a little bit late today. We ran into some technical issues with alarm clocks.
Yeah,
that's how we're going to say it.
That's how we're going to say it. So, lucky number 13, starting a little late. My apologies. I didn't do it. I'm going to blame my alarm
clock.
Yeah. And that being said, the class stayed. All the students stayed here in the classroom. So I worded them with an extra quiz. Extra XP.
Okay. We stayed and we got extra homework.
Yeah, I know, right?
I was like,
walk in the door. You all got homework. You all got homework to do. Start on it right now. Actually, that's kind of funny because we, depending on, we will have some homework, and we'll get to that when we get to it.
Oh, great. Jinxed ourselves.
Well, no, it was already in the works and stuff. So hopefully, we'll get to it. Anyhow, all right. We're going to start off with with Ganthor and Ashra. They're the long wait, and pretty much everybody else is either in the grove or headed directly to the grove. Ashra and Banthor are taking a long shortcut. A long shortcut. Alright. So, I think when we left y'all last, you had rested, and we're about to take the path of least resistance. The path that didn't have any magic, had the less magic emanating from it, and also had the little bird footprints that were going through there as well. Am I correct or incorrect in that?
Yeah, we stopped we finished off taking our long rest.
And
so we started with waking it.
Oh, did you do all that?
Yeah, we checked the pathways. We saw the footprints, and then we decided to rest at the fire pit that was there.
Gotcha. So you did a long rest. Kellum, Banthor, you did a long rest, and also you did a extra meditation so that you could commune. And so y'all wake up in the morning and get your stuff together. What do y'all want to do? Okay.
So now we'd be waking up.
Yeah. So basically, Banthor's coming out of his trance, and Ashra, you're waking up and such. We can do a little role play if y'all want to have any conversation, or we can just get on a path, or y'all could tell me y'all want to do something different. You're ready to leave, go back out the other way. Y'all tell me what's going on before I just assume.
All right.
I am currently composed, but have tears down my face. Like I'm not trying to hide it or anything.
And so you wake up to Banthor crying.
Just 1 second. Sorry about that. So yeah, not actively crying, just like face wet.
Tear stains
So,
down there.
yeah, and Ash, whether you notice it or not, or whether you mention it, I'm not going to say anything.
Well, I mean, like she wakes up, like, ooh, excuse me. She wakes up and she, obviously morning stuff, stretch, all of that. If she notices she's going to, Bethar, you okay? Bad dream?
Not exactly. I was able to communicate with the tree. Some good news. Necker's there, but apparently Bella has killed her father.
What?
That's what the tree's saying.
Sarah, there's no way she.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I was a little worried that she might be taking their new power a little bit too hastily, but I don't think she would ever do anything like this. The tree did say apparently. I wasn't able to really respond back. Ran out of time. I really do think we need to get back and just figure this out. So let's just drop this for now and keep moving.
Village elder? And you see Ash is like, first thing she's like, yeah, we need to like drop this. She's like, of course we need to go back. Like, we need to find out what's going on. And she starts packing her stuff to like go. And she sees the book. Go ahead.
And about this time, a strange little green creature. It's kind of hard to describe. Let me give you the picture. Let me find it real quick. Here it is. It's a happy little creature. I'm gonna take you on a different map. Oh no, are you on the map, right?
Yep, we're on the map.
Yeah, okay. So, happy little creature. You all see that?
Yep.
Okay, cool. It's a little green guy with little purple eyes and long hair, and has a little collar of leaves. And you can't tell, but on here, on the token, but it has little chicken legs. And this is hopping around, and it sees you, but it turns around and runs away.
Runs away where?
Down the middle path. So not the path that was least with energy, magical energy. It had the path that had the most illusionary energy, magic coming from it.
We know if the creature is magical in nature or just a.
You can roll. Vanthor. John Vanthor. You can roll either Arcana, Religion. This is for Vanthor. Or Nature. You pick Arcana, Religion, or Nature. Nature and religion are are the same. Out of the two, I'll give us slightly better on religion. DC. So it'd be slightly easier DC on religion.
I'll cast guidance on
roll?
myself real quick.
Okay. Yes, you can roll. You can roll nature, or arcana, just a slightly higher DC on it.
Okay. Oh, try arcana because I actually have proficiency in it. And also roll guidance on myself.
Guidance. Oops, that's the wrong button. There. Good luck.
Let's see. 16.
Okay.
Okay. Dirty 20 total.
All right. So, Vanthor, you're kind of taken back. You're like, is that a dryad? And Ashra, you're like, that's a little baby dryad. What the? And it just bounces away. Bing, 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 bing.
It's a dryad. Okay. That's weird. That's weird, right? You normally see dryads.
Yeah, you don't normally see a dryad off guard. You know, like, they're very aware of their environment. They are the environment. So, to catch a dryad off guard like that, like, we're just walking around and like, oh, wait, you're here? Is an unusual thing. So, they're usually popping in on you going, haha, you're here. So.
It looked like it was
So,
near this.
Yeah. So generally speaking, dryads are creatures of nature. They usually help in growing nature or protecting particular patches of nature. Some different breed. There's different breeds that you're now finding out. This one in particular is more of a Pokemon kind of character. There are other dryads that are more human-like and can carry on good conversations and things like that. It just depends on the environment and such. So.
Mm-hmm. And it was going down towards the more illusionary path. Right?
Correct. Yeah. So there was the enchantment, illusionary, and slightly mixed, but much less magic path. And it seems like the little chicken legs on this dryad, were on the other path, but now they're on this path.
Okay. And now that has Ashra looking at the different paths, because now she's like, now that she's kind of identified what it was walking down that way, it wasn't a bird.
What was that last bit? It kind of garbled on me.
She was looking at the different paths, and she was like, okay, now she like it's not a chicken or a bird, it was a dryad going down the path, which now has really piqued her curiosity even more.
Dryads tend to protect nature, so we typically see eye to eye.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should follow it.
You sure?
Nope.
She's
He's like, no, but
no,
no, but
No.
no. You're probably right. And then she starts going down the path, following the thread.
I follow.
okay. So get it. So you gave it a little bit of a head start. You can hear it in, like on the pathway. It'll make little chirping noises every once in a while, and you can kind of hear it scuttling through the grass or the dirt and stuff like that. But you can't quite get your eye on it at first. Do you want to chase it down? Do you want to keep up with it? Do you want to give it some room? Do you want to keep it in eyesight?
Yeah.
Variable, different, little ways of handling this.
I want to keep it in eyesight.
eyesight, but not so close that it might get spooked.
Yeah, not crowded. Not have it like I'm in danger. Activate defenses.
Right, come on.
Yeah, if it stopped and looked around, I'll stop. The bird, that kind of thing.
So, at first, it has a little bit of the expression on its face. Every once in a while, it'll turn back around and see you, kind of, keeping up with it. At first, it has a look of terror, and it kind of picks up the pace a little bit on its little legs. It's so cute. It's like a Bugs Bunny cartoon, where their feet are just going faster than their body, and stuff like that. But it doesn't speed away. It just catches up a little bit more speed. And you're like, oh, that's cute. Okay. It's trying so hard, but it's not really, making a lot of distance and such. It doesn't have, alacrity or anything. Shoots off in the distance. It just goes a little bit faster, and you pick up your pace just a little bit, and keep up with it. And he keeps looking over his shoulder every once in a while. And as it keeps looking over his shoulder, and time kind of a moment or two kind of goes by, it sees that you're not trying to actively kill it, and it kind of now has this, what are these guys chasing me for look, instead of a look of terror. So it goes from terror to confusion, and I need y'all to roll a intelligence saving throw.
Oh boy. Activating defenses.
Okay. All right. A branch in the path suddenly opens up in front of our little Pikachu here, Pokemon here. Excuse me, wrong name. Pokemon, and it takes the left path. Left path. But then, as you get up to it, you can see that it's actually running down the right path. So you look to the left, and it's like, oh, that's not. It kind of looks wispy and such. It's not solid. But you look to the right, and you're like, oh, wait a second, he's solid over here.
Okay.
So you look to the left. You look to the left, and you have discerned that that's an illusion that's going that way.
Right. It's trying to trick us.
Yeah, it's
so it goes right.
So it shoots off to the right.
All right, we go right.
Okay. It sets its head back and turns his head back around and still running, and sees that you're following it, and it kind of has a little smile on its face now, like, oh, okay, we can play games, and it runs for a little while, and roll an intelligence saving throw.
Oh boy, this is not going to end well. You can't keep doing this to me. I only have a +1. Okay. We still going. Okay. Still going.
A pit opens up in front of the little guy, and he boing, jumps up way past it, and lands on the other side of the pit. Stops for a second, sticks out his tongue, turns around, and runs some more. Ashra, you see. Hold on. Who rolled what? I got a 15. Oh, that was the first. Okay, Danthor rolled an 11, and you rolled a 17, right? Okay, cool. Looking at two different thingy here. Roll down a little bit. Excuse me. Okay, both of them were on this. All right, that one. I'll look at that. You see Ashra, you see the Pokemon jump over this kind of dark spot on the ground. You're like, maybe we should jump over the dark spot. And Vanthor is like, it's a pit! Can we make it?
Can I grab him and keep going?
Yeah, like he's still running, but he's like, you haven't gotten to the pit yet. But like, it's a pit. Can we make it? Like, instinctively, he just like, does that. Sorry for speaking for you, Thor.
Better focus. Remember, they're illusions.
Roll intelligence throw again, Vanthor.
Sorry, intelligence saving throw, you said?
Alright, so you see it clearly this time, and you're like, and y'all just run through it like it's, and it's just wispy smoke and such when you get to it and run through it. The little guy looks behind him, and he just, like, I did get him, and keeps on running. You open up into a larger area, and he looks, and there's multiple different rows that kind of avenues that kind of open up pathways. And he stops real quick and does a rock, paper, scissors. And when he's doing it, a duplicate of himself pops up, and the duplicate throws scissors, and he throws rock. And then they go in two different directions. Roll charisma saving throw.
What's my say?
Oh no.
Okay, that's more in my wheelhouse.
Okay.
Boom. I can handle that.
There you go. Okay. So he did an echo, and basically he is now the secondary that ran off in one direction is actually the Pikachu, the Pokemon. I had to come up with a different name. I'll just call it a Dryad. There we go. So the Dryad runs in, you're like, oh, wait, is it that one or is it this one? And then both of y'all kind of see, that the one that's running off to the right isn't moving quite correctly, and then you look at the other one, and you see that one turns around and looks to see if you're chasing it, and you're like, he's trying to trick us, and you'll see that it's that one, and it's running off in this direction. What do y'all want?
Keep following.
Okay.
The real one, that one.
Yep. That way. Yeah, for a second, Ashra, you have to shake your head, and you're like, Banthor, you're like, oh, that one. Okay, yeah, all right, we're good. And y'all chase after it for a while.
Yeah, Ashra doesn't stop. She just keeps going after that one.
Gotcha. y'all run for a while. It kind of does another little. It jukes around on this one path. It'll a couple paths will open up, and it'll go to the left, turn back around, go to the right, turn back around, and head down the straight path. I need you to roll a charisma saving throw.
Oh, goddamn. Alright, inspiration.
Try to watch online.
There we go. Inspiration did it for me.
All right. Okay. Kind of the same thing. You know, you're like, why is he doing this in and out? And you recognize that the two others that came back weren't him. He just kept going down that one path and such, and he's trying to trick you again. So do you go down the middle path, or do you go down to the left path, which was the one that he kept on going?
Yeah, the real one.
Okay. So, got it. After a quick look, this time you're like, no, I can't get us this time, and you'll head down the left path. After a while, you end up at a small, very rundown cottage. And this is like a one-room, cottage. About a 13 by 13 or so. The logs are rotting, and the roof is mostly caved in. The door's off its hinges. All the firewood out front is rotted, and you can barely tell that it's like a pile of firewood. You thought it might be a compost pile at first. And little baubles and things that would be around that have all fallen down or half rotted, rusted axe and things like that. And you hear some noises inside this cottage. You don't see any other avenues off of this, like paths off of this area. And in fact, when you look around, you don't see any other paths off of this area. It's just a clearing and a hut with no trails. How you got here, you're not exactly sure. You're like, where was the path that we just came in on? It's not there.
Yeah. So,
And you, like I said, you hear some noises inside the cottage.
Do we see the dryad anywhere?
You don't see the dryad anywhere. You could look for signs or anything like that.
Well, yeah, a quick look around to see if you can spot the dryad. Or
do you want a perception or investigation? Perception would be, you can look around quickly. Investigation, you gotta either get down, and look at the ground or things like that. Might take a little bit longer with investigation.
Skill for perception.
I'll help.
All right.
Oh wait, hold on. My perception is it's just a straight roll, at least with investigation.
Yeah.
Plus
So
one.
both of y'all, how about we'll have both of y'all roll investigation, and Banthor's got a
Okay.
perception. He's got a +6 there. So
Damn.
look at that. And a 17 for the Banthor. So you see little bird footprints leading towards the little hut, and you can see that it didn't go through the door; it went through this little hole on the side.
I silently point this out to Akira.
It just kind of like sighs. I don't want to say huff, but she kind of just sighs. Okay. And she's going to approach the hut and then knock.
Okay. Like I said, the door is like off the hinges and kind of hanging there and such.
I didn't hear that. Didn't hear that.
Yeah, my apologies. Yeah, but there's a little hole in the wall that's where the little chicken feet went and such, bird feet. But he didn't go through where the doorway is, hanging on the hinges or anything. There's this little hole that he went through and such. That's off to the side of the door.
I'd like to look through. Can we peek through either the door or the hole? What?
You pick. So
What was that?
would you? I said you pick.
Oh, okay. Go with the door because I don't want to look through the hole and then it might be like waiting there to like peck me with its beak or something.
So you look through the door, and like I said, it's hanging midway in the doorway. So you'd have to like either crouch down or push it out of the way to get through the doorway. It's kind of like at an angle. It's hanging on the bottom hinge. The top hinge is off, so it's kind of hanging at an angle, just being held there. You look through without going through. Either you can look through the top area and look in, and you see a little bed that's been destroyed by time, and a little stove and all this stuff made out of stone. You see other accoutrements. There's a little table that's actually kind of sturdy, so it has withstand the test of time, unlike the other things here. And the chair is sturdy, so it seems to have been able to not rot away over time. On the desk is an old inkwell and a quill, but there's no papers or anything like that. You look around and you hear a little scratching and stuff, but you don't see anything.
Okay.
You don't see any movement. You don't see a little guy.
I'm gonna pull out the book, dude.
Okay.
Did the book mention anything about a hut or any type of?
So you start skimming past where you have read, and you do get to another section where he's like, "I finally completed my hut," and kind of goes into all this stuff, and he goes, "The other stuff, the bed and all the stove." I kind of slapped together and such, but I went and bought a good table and chair from the dwarfs, and I've just made it back. The hut is still here. Everything is great, and I think the little guy will hatch pretty soon.
Oh boy, yeah. Okay, so she sees that, closes the book, look back at Vanthor with like a nod, like this was in the book. Can you help me with this door? He's gonna try to get the door out of the way.
Yeah, it's not it's not a big heavy door. It's it's stuff like that. You just move it out of the way, and so it'll you start moving it, and the last hinge just kind of pops off, and you kind of just push it to the side before it full flattens you or anything like that. You go, "Hey, help me move this horse!" And Banthor's like, "Yeah, okay," and y'all push it to the side, and such. And some wood falls, and a little bit of the ceiling kind of crumbles a little bit more and such.
Yeah, and she's gonna cautiously go in and.
Okay. So you walk in. You don't, like I said, you still hear the little scurrying, like a rat in the wall or something. But you don't, see any movement and don't see the little guy.
Okay. She's looking around. She sees the table and stuff. She hears the scratch, and she's just gonna try to call out like, "Hello." I didn't mean to scare you. kind of confused. I think you're a dryad.
You kind of hear from, like, maybe underneath the bed, Papa? Like a question.
Well, no, but I think I have something of his. I
Papa.
found this journal. She's gonna like move closer to the bed, but not like encroaching on it.
Okay. So it's a 13 by 13 room. You step in, 3 feet or so into the room, and you hear scuttling underneath the bed, and the Papa. You move 3 more feet. You're basically in the middle of the room now. For the not so much, but you're right about in the middle of the room. The bed's over to the left of you, and so you're about 6 feet or so away from the bed, 3 feet away from the bed because it's up against the wall and such. 5 feet. Yeah, there we go. And you kind of the bed's sunken down to the ground a little bit, and can't really see up underneath it. And you hear a little bit of a rustling, like the bed moves a moment, for a second and such. But as you get closer, it doesn't really do anything outside of just the bed kind of, moves a little bit.
She's gonna stop and she's going to sit where she is. Yes. Looking towards the bed, and she's just going to sit down on the ground. And she's going to be like, "Hey, little druid, dryad, not druid. That's Pathor. Pathor's the druid." She's like, "It's dangerous under there. It might fall on you."
Where's my Papa?
I'm not sure. I think I'm looking for him too. Can you tell me when you last seen him?
Well,
I want to return this book of his. I believe it's his journal.
Book?
And
You
she's
have
just
book?
Yeah, and she's
You
just
have
gonna
Papa's
like
book?
what?
Sorry.
Yeah, she's holding the book in her hand.
You see like the glint of eyes from underneath the bed, but you don't see anything else. You just see the glint of eyes, like if you shined a flashlight at a cat in the middle of the night, kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. Yes, I have this book. It was given to me, and I was led here. I'd like to
Give book. Give book.
give book.
Give Papa book.
I'd like to you. You want the book?
Yes. Put on bed.
Okay. And she'll like get up again and cautiously approach the bed and sit the book down.
What's Racy?
15.
Okay, of course. So the bed opens up its mouth and tries to swallow you.
What the fuck? She just jumps back with the book still in hand and be like, not cool, little dude.
Give me back! And it hops towards you. Roll initiative.
Oh, okay.
You and Banthor, roll initiative.
Okay, well,
That's not the button I wanted to hit.
Oh, there's a nat 24 here. She's not happy about that at all. So it's 22. Right?
Oh, let me. I don't have any tokens on this board.
I'm curious. I couldn't see what it was. What did it do? What did it roll to hit me? Or try to
nowhere
bite
near
me?
high enough.
It basically whiffed, So, it almost got you, but it whiffed. So you roll, Ashra, your, what's your
22.
and Banthor? What's your initiative? You got a 12? All right.
Mhm.
All right. So Ashra, you go first. What would you like to do to the bed? As it, opens up its mouth and its long tongue whips out and tries to get you.
Yeah, Lisa. She jumps back with the book in her hands. Like, she's like, that was not cool. And her eyes darken, and she's going to try to firebolt the bed and set it on fire.
Okay.
Let's see.
You're like, yes, not.
Made it work.
13.
That hits.
Good. Cool. 5 fire damage.
5 fire. Okay.
Yeah. And she's going to back up. She can.
What's the reach on this thing? It will. Hold on. Reach of 5 feet. Okay. All right. So you can, if you back up, you'll proc it for a getting out of the tree. Yeah, there we go. You can. Oh, well, an action disengage. That's right.
Ooh. Well, she's going
You could
to
move. You could move to the side, and Banthor could, basically take your space. But you can't move. If you move backwards, it will have an opportunity attack.
Okay. He is going to Misty step back.
Oh, well, there's that. But yeah, we can do that all day long, or at least once.
And she'll Misty step back, and as she firebolts, she's like, "How to do things the polite way." Yeah, that's going to be your turn. Just gonna Misty step back, back behind Banthor.
Banthor, did you roll a 12 or a 13?
12.
12. I'll put 13 up here for some reason. Oh, I know. Because my guy rolled a 13. Alright, it's going to try to attack you again, Ashra. It... Alright. Try to get it in... Oh, 22.
Yeah.
You take 10 bludgeoning damage.
Alright. 10. Okay, got it.
and you are grappled.
Not
Does
cool.
this thing have to run past me to get to Ashura?
You weren't able to get if you were able to move before it, but it had 13 for its initiative, and you had a 12, so you weren't able to move forward basically. The grapple creature's speed becomes 0. It can't benefit from any bonus to speed.
Yeah, I just can't move.
Yeah, okay. Alright, so it's basically just keeps you there. Alright. But you take the 10. Okay. Now, Banthor, it is your turn. So it shoots off like a what is it called? A photopod? Anyhow.
Pseudopod?
Yeah, pseudopod. The sheets jump out and grab Ashra and kind of grapple him. And you can see that he, squeezed him or something, and she took some damage there. What you gonna do there, Banthor?
I am going to cast Frostbite on the bed.
Okay. Is that a DC for me, or is that a attack?
Yeah, it's Constitution
It's a
13.
Ooh, 20.
So nothing happened.
Oh darn.
Yeah, no damage.
And I'm just gonna stay out of range for now.
Okay. Ashra, you can DC 13. With disadvantage, if you want to try to escape.
And she's gonna Misty Step again, right out of its grasp.
Oh, wait a second. Did you backed up and Misty stepped, didn't you?
Yeah, I Misty Stepped back.
Okay. All right.
So-
I'm wondering how it grabbed me in the first place. Because
I totally messed that up.
I was like,
So,
I Misty Step behind Banthor.
so Banthor,
How did it get there?
my apologies. So take the 10 off of you, and Banthor, your AC is a 20. It attacks you with a 22, and hits you for 10 points of bludgeoning. You're grappled, but it doesn't do anything to your. Oh, could you cast a spell in melee?
You can still cast melee spells or save spells.
Oh, that was a melee spell. That's right. Okay.
Well, no, it's a ranged
Oh.
spell, but it's a save and not an attack roll.
Got it.
So-
Awesome.
Yes, I'd
Okay.
have disadvantage.
So he probably-
roll a hit, but I don't.
See, if he did it to hit roll, he would have did it at
Yeah.
disadvantage. But because it's a
Got it.
save,
Right. I understand. All right.
Hmm.
Okay. So because I goofied, I'm gonna roll the save just to see what was the DC.
13.
Okay. He rolled a 15 on the second one. Okay. All right. So now Banthor. Oh, so that was your.
Alright.
The Banthor went. No, Ashra. There we go. So Ashra, you're behind it. You're not grappled. You're out of the way. Banthor's been grappled, and the mimic is there. I mean, the bed.
right? So, she's still not happy about this. So her eyes flash once again, and she is going to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay.
And is going to try to hit this bed mimic.
Okay.
Oh, with a 13.
That hits.
Okay.
Yeah, luckily they don't have a high AC.
It's going to be 8. force damage.
Okay. Alright.
And then I'm going to Sacred Flame as an action. So I need a dex of 14. Dex save 14.
8.
No. So let's see. Your Sacred Flame. Where'd you go? Where'd you go, Mom? Where'd you go? There we go. Roll it. 3. 3 radiant.
Oh, okay. Alright. Okay.
So this spectral hand appears and just tries to you know how you like smack the bed with your flat of your palm.
Okay.
It just smacks down onto it like let him go, and then it still has a hold of him. So then she waves her free hand because she's still holding the book under one arm. So she waves her hand, and this light just tries to light up the bed.
No. You hear the bed. You know, like there's the mouth of it. The bed has a mouth in between the two mattresses, and I want Buck. Give Buck. And then from behind you, Asha, you hear, "No, my daddy's Buck." And vines start to form around the bed and start to constrict it. Banthor, roll athletics to see if you can break free. Kind of giving you a chance to break free out of this. Alrighty. You have broken free. It's going to... yeah, Nat 20. So the vines choking down on the bed give you a chance to break free. Banthor, you have broken free, but it goes after Ashura. It is snarling at you and tries to bite you.
Okay.
Oh, that's a big whiff. It tries to bite at you, and Banthor, you jump back a little bit, and it gets a big pile of dirt in its mouth, where your feet were once, and just trying to spit out the dirt, and all this good stuff. And so, Banthor, it's your turn. If you attack, if you have an attack roll, you attack with advantage.
I'm going to cast. I'm out of melee range, correct?
No, you are in melee range. Oh, wait a second. You said you were going to stay back. Yeah, you're in melee range. My apologies. It's it moved forward to get to you, and such. But Ashura is behind you, going, "Take that! Take that!"
I am going to. I'm going to cast Witch Bolt.
All right.
That is rolled a hit, so I'll just be rolling straight then.
Oh, I got you. You roll wisdom. Give me a wisdom saving throw real quick. Okay. You feel that you can move out of its range without being attacked because it has all this dirt in its mouth.
I'll do that then.
Okay. So you back away, and it tries to lunge at you, but it just has all this dirt in its mouth from the last time. So, so you can roll with advantage. The 15 will hit, but you can fish for a crit. Well,
No,
yeah.
I'll do that. Sorry.
12 lightning. That's a good punch right there.
It'll just be the 15. And I could already roll the damage on that first roll I did, so that's 12.
12. Yeah, I got that. All right. It with that last when you hit it with the witch bolt, the last bit of dirt flies out of his mouth, and he screams in pain. Ashra, it is your turn.
Okay.
You can see that the. I'm sorry.
Before my turn ends, I'm going to put as much distance as I can between me and the bed while still in the room.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. So you move to the into the doorway. Basically, Ashra is like right outside the door, looking in, casting spells and such. I know where Ashra is. I'm outside and looking in. I know.
You already know.
I already know. I'm like, I can go 30 feet, but I'm going to go just far enough so I can get out of here and I can still see what's going on. All right. So you move to the doorway. You move to the doorway, and Ashra's, outside, like, don't block our path. I gotta see at least, and such. Go ahead, Ashra.
Oh. Okay, so it's restrained. Is that what we were saying? So
it is. Yes, it is restrained. So.
All right, so she's still got her spiritual hand, and now it balls up into a fist, and it's gonna punch it in its bed mouth. 25.
Yeah, that's a hit. I mean, damn.
12 force damage.
Okay.
And
you see the, like eyes forming and just like they're bulging out of their, sockets basically when they take this hit. And such.
And then she's going to take her flame again. So it's her 1-2 combo. She punched, and then this,
light it up.
Punch it and then light it up. Dex 14.
Oh, I need it. Okay. Eight.
And even. Let's see. 2 radiant damage.
All right. I was like, "Oh, can you do it?" Oh, okay.
I'm only rolling with a D8 here on both of these. Okay. That's her. She's trying to keep distance, but keep hitting it with her 1-2.
It's going to try to break free and rolls a 6. That's awesome. Yeah, that's not going to happen. So the vines tighten down on it, and you could hear this coming out of the bed, and it just like stops looking like a bed all of a sudden, and just looks like a blob of flesh and teeth and eyes, and then just becomes slack and stops moving. The vines squeeze again, and nothing happens. And then you hear from behind you, "Yay!"
Ashra whips around to look what's behind her.
Oh, and you see the little guy, and he sees you, and he goes, "Oh, zoom!" And he darts out the door.
Wait a minute!
And then darts in the hole. Yeah, you can try to grab him.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a second. He was outside. So instead of darting out the door, he tries to dart through the little hole. And both of y'all are, within arm's reach of this hole because the hole's right next to the doorway.
Okay. I mean, I have no strength, but I will try.
You could use athletics to try to grab it, if that is easier. I mean, acrobatics. That's what. Yeah.
Oh, acrobatics? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. 13. I've been rolling in with 13.
You're able to get like a hand on it, and it feels like leaves and twigs and bark, and then it just slips out of your hand and goes into the hole.
So it goes into the hole that's going into the house.
Mm-hmm.
All right. She stands up and I mean, she tried to die for it.
Right. Yeah. Basically.
And so she stands up, steps into the house, and she's like, "Little guy."
There's
please.
no hole in the wall there.
Oh, there's no.
When you step inside, you're like, "There's no hole here."
He's like, this is starting to give me a headache. She looks around the house. She's like, is anything else alive in here?
Yeah.
While
She's
that's going on, by the way, while
I'm
it's
sorry?
going on,
Okay.
while that's going on, I double tap the bed thing. I just shock it. Just
Yeah.
use an action to shock it just to make sure the thing is.
Yeah.
The thing is
Oh
gone.
yeah, because you have that. It stays active for a minute or something, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You just smell, more, melted flesh and such. But of course but it doesn't move after that, So double tap.
Yeah.
I love it. So what you gonna do, Ashra?
So I start throwing out a couple sacred flames at random objects
Okay.
to see if they because sacred flame can only target creatures. So,
Oh, okay. So you try, like, okay, that didn't work. That didn't work. That didn't work. That didn't work. So
Yeah.
you do just like, okay, and nothing else seems to activate. Nothing does activate the, the spell.
Follow the lead
So,
and just
that's
use Mage Hand to slap stuff around. Backhanded objects with Mage Hand.
Right.
All right, and then once we do that, then she's gonna step back outside and try to get down and look at this hole in the wall.
Okay. So you look into the hole, and you can see a very well kept and not broken down cottage from your perspective.
Big is this hole? Can you fit through it?
It is about the size of your head.
Okay, so my head can fit through it, but I'd have to. I'd have to crunch.
You definitely would have to do some, you might have to dislocate a shoulder or something,
Well, not actually. I can actually readjust.
Ooh, yeah, I'm changing.
So she is like her head is like peeking in there, and she kind of looks out, and she's like, kind of looks around, looks at Vanthor. I don't know if he's still slapping things with his mage or if he's paying attention.
I'll investigate with you.
And she's gonna like take a deep. She's gonna like sigh, and she's gonna be like, "Don't tell anyone." And she's gonna shrink.
Don't tell anyone what. Okay.
So how much can you shrink? How much can you shrink?
Alright, so I can bring myself to category small.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. So yeah, Ashra just makes there's a small adult version. I mean, uh, there's a child-sized version of Ashra there. There we go.
And she's gonna squeeze her way through.
Okay. So you squeeze your way through, and like I said, the inside has been perfectly taken care of. The bed, spine, table, and the little guy is just sitting there in the middle of the room, looking at you like, didn't expect that one to happen. They just kind of like just turning his head to side and looking at you. You have book? You have my daddy's book? Papa, excuse me. You have my papa's book?
Yes, I do. Are you going to actually talk to me? Or are you going to try to attack me also, like the bed?
No, I'm not do that. I just knew he was there.
You knew he was there and you didn't give a warning? Like, I was trying to talk to you, little dude. That's kind of rude.
Respectful and shaking.
I thought it was...
Book. He kind of has a determined look in his face.
She holds the book up in her now smaller hands.
He looks at it, and you can see there's a big question on his face. Like, And he hops up and walks over to you, cautiously, and looks at the book. Papa's book?
Well,
Papa's
okay.
handwriting? It's his handwriting. Give me! And snatches it out of your hand. Not doesn't run away or anything, and just like starts looking at the pages, and it's Papa's book, but it's not Papa's book.
but it's more of a journal. Did he have another book?
Oh, Papa had one book. And he's flipping through. Yeah, I see. He missed this part. And there's nothing talking about the gray wolves. And then, they don't talk about... Oh, he's talking about the eggs here. Ah, the eggs.
Do you know about the eggs? What?
Oh, yes.
What does
And,
that mean?
They're my babies.
Your babies. Hey, the eggs are yours? I mean, it's this phrase, she kind of points at the egg phrase, that led me here.
Oh, that was me.
You led me?
I was an egg. And when I let Papa here,
You. Wait,
And
let
then-
him here.
yep, I led Papa here, and he took care of me. So I gave him special mounts, and he sold them to the dwarves, and he sold them to the elves, and he sold them to the humans, and then everything just kind of one day everything just stopped, and Papa didn't come home. Do you know where Papa is? You have his book? That's not his book. That's
Hey,
that's Mimic a book.
mimic. She's thinking of the bed. Please don't say mimic.
That's that copy
This is.
copy of book.
Oh, maybe this.
But that's his handwriting.
It's the more I read. Well, yes, and the more I read it, the more things are revealed to me through it. Was your papa? Did he have magic enchantments? Maybe.
Oh. Papa was a great druid.
Then he may have he may have used his magic to cover up, so not anyone could just read this book. You had to be able to decipher it.
Papa was tricksy. He didn't trust anybody.
I could see why if he was trying to keep you hidden, you and your eggs.
He wanted me to grow strong. I grow strong. But Papa
I
not
don't
here.
know the way you chokehold that bed, yeah, the mimic.
Yeah, I left him here. We talked every once in a while.
You left the mimic here?
Yeah.
Why?
We talk.
Oh, okay. When's the last time you seen your papa? Do you know?
The old oak, the oak has become old.
Oh,
The oak tree
No,
has
not the
become
tree.
old. Yeah. No, well, the oaks have become old. There we go.
oh, the oaks. So the trees themselves.
Hmm.
Oh, that doesn't really. She got a little spot. Banthor? Are you coming in?
You could stick your head in. I mean, you could hear the conversation from where you're at, and you could, yell out anything, Banthor or what have you. You could stick your head in as well, but that's basically, what you're going to get is just your head. It'd be kind of weird
Would
to
I
see
know?
Banthors.
Would I
Go
know
ahead.
enough about dryads to know what languages they speak?
Yeah, definitely
Sylvan,
Sylvan.
right?
correct. Yeah, Sylvan. Yeah, definitely.
But, so I want to speak a language it can't speak. So I don't think it knows common, or does it?
It's speaking to you in broken common.
We're talking in common.
Yeah.
Okay. For Pat. Okay, I'll speak in Sylvan then
Okay.
to the dryad, and
Ooh.
say, I really had fun playing with you earlier. Since your papa's doesn't seem to be coming back, maybe we could travel together.
So he lights up when you start talking Sylvan. Then after a while, he's like, "Oh, you speak the language and such," and he goes, "Ooh, you know how to speak Sylvan. That's very impressive. Not many people are able to speak that language. Can I see you better? Can you stick your head in here, please?" And you can tell that his speech patterns are much smoother. Like this is his natural language, and his vocabulary is higher.
My head ends.
Okay. Ooh. Do you speak to the trees?
Yes.
Excuse me. I went back to common, actually. So you're a caretaker of the trees, are you not?
I am.
Do you have a large druid circle, or do you run by yourself?
I do have a circle. I wouldn't call it large, but yes, I am part of a circle.
Does the grove still stand?
Yes, it does. Though it's been through some tough times recently, but things are looking better.
my papa told me of the grove, and he said that one day I would be strong enough to go and see it, and that I might actually tend to the grove. But he never came back. I'm worried. Do you think he will come back?
Well, the way I see things, he never really left. We're all joined, much like the grove and its roots reach throughout the whole forest. I believe that people, elves, creatures of all kinds are the same way.
I like you.
I like you too.
Can you show me the grove? Do you know the way?
I do. So kind of taking a new path to get there, so it might take a little longer than normal, but we'll definitely get there.
Well, I know a secret way out of here. We can go right outside of my little thatch.
That would be excellent.
Well,
I just flash a thumbs up to Ashura. They're going good.
Yeah. So she's like just. So she's been kind of pushed out the conversation. So she's just kind of been looking around.
so everything is there except for the inkwell.
Everything but the inkwell.
Mm-hmm. So it's a reproduction of what you see, in the material, whatever.
Yeah, right.
In reality, and this is like a pocket, basically.
Yeah.
And this is a recreation of the cabin cottage, yes. And everything is there in perfect order except as the inkwell and the pen, the quill are not there.
Okay. There's nothing else extra there.
There's nothing else extra. It seems he's been sleeping on the bed. There's a little kind of ruffled area and nested. Looks slightly dingy. Where he kind of sleeps in that one little area. But outside of that,
all right. To be safe, she's going to throw a sacred flame towards the bed.
You find that as soon as you start casting the spell, it is countered.
Okay.
It's a cantrip. It's a cantrip, right?
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
Okay, yeah. All right. So you start to cast it, and you get shocked basically in the middle of it.
Okay.
And it disrupts your concentration.
Okay. She's just gonna glance back at the dragon. Okay. So she's like, just have to, just making sure.
But the dryad, Banthor, the dryad didn't seem to move or do anything, or even be aware that Ashura was casting a spell or anything.
Oh, it wasn't the dryad.
Go from a thumbs up to a thumbs down. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh, that's interesting.
We need to go outside of my little home, and then we can go.
Does he still thinking Sylvan when he says that?
Yeah.
Okay, so she doesn't know what he's saying.
Well, that sounds great. Though I ask that you help me with something really quick, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm. What's that?
My head is stuck.
She look. Ash looks back at Banthor with his head. She's gonna look. She's like, "Why didn't you just change into like a rat or something and come in?"
I don't think rats could speak Sylvan.
I mean, you could have changed it to a rat and then unchanged. Like,
Um,
I can help. And he puts his hand on the hole, and it stretches out a little bit. And you can kind of see a few beads of sweat, on his forehead.
I pop my head out, give my neck a nice little twist. Oh, that's better. Thank you.
okay, well, not saying anything, and basically seeing him stretching the door. He's basically saying, "Hey, it's time for you to get out." So she's gonna scurry out of the hole.
Yeah, he'll basically like wave you, like, "Come on, let's go."
Yeah, she'll.
So Ashra. So this little guy's going to come with us to the grove. He's going to show us the way to get there.
Right. When she scurries out and stands up, she goes back to her normal height.
Ooh, nice trick, lady.
Right. Let's keep that between us, okay?
And his mouth just kind of disappears.
Thank you. I'll step back into the actual cabin and examine the ink. And
it seems to be, it doesn't seem to be dried up or anything. It seems to be, like it's fresh as the day it was made or opened.
And is it like closed? Is there a stopper in the ink?
There's a stopper sitting there, but the quill is actually in the inkwell.
Okay. Yeah, she's gonna pull the quill out, put the stopper in, and pack those.
Okay, all right.
Take those through.
Okay.
Look for any new furniture.
Yeah, there's nothing, no mimicry going on and such.
She's gonna look at that twisted mess that was the bed and shake her head and like she's gonna mumble to herself like, "You actually talked to that?"
Yeah,
Like, just
I'm gonna be sad to see him go. I knew it would happen eventually. Sometimes he gets hungry and chases me.
Okay, well, you said something about eggs. Do you have any eggs still?
No. They take. Well, it's a very interesting process. He starts to speak in Sylvan. Oh, wait, you don't understand. And then he turns to Banthor and he goes, "It's a very interesting process in Sylvan. I'm able to create an egg and give it to someone, and then their energy will transform the egg into it could be either a mount or a beast. I've had a deer-like creature, a horse-like creature with deer antlers. I've had a bear with like a unicorn horn. It just depends on the individual.
I'm just playing translator right now.
Okay. All right.
It does take considerable. It does take considerable amount of energy for me to create these things, these eggs. So sometimes people would bring gifts. From Papa would give me gifts, items, stones of power, um, sometimes magical items. I was able to take some of the energy from it. Just different things. This one person gave me the heart of a dragon once. That made an interesting companion.
She kind of looks like speechless.
My eyes are just
She
wide.
kind of shakes it. She's like shakes her head like this is a lot. Do you? She looks at it. Then she looks at Bantwood like not knowing which one to talk to. And she's like, what do we call you?
Oh, Papa just called me Egg Boy.
Boy. Oh, okay. Well,
And then sometimes
we're
he
gonna
would just call me Egg.
I say in common, oh, I don't like that.
we're
Like that makes me legitimately upset.
we're gonna workshop that. She says, do you? Can I have that book back?
Oh, yeah, you can have a copy of Daddy's book. I don't need it.
She's gonna
Papa.
grab
Excuse
the
me,
book.
Papa.
She's gonna grab the book and put it in her bag. Okay, then.
Alright.
So we can go now.
He waves his hand, and the hole in the wall slowly dissipates and goes away. And he walks up to the edge of the forest, waves his hand again, and a path starts to form, and the brush and the trees move away. We'll go this way. Won't take. The sun will set when we get there.
Okay, let's go.
So you start heading off in that direction. You don't know exactly what time of day it is. The sun is out, and it looks like it's getting later in the day. You know that you have been running for a while, and such. So you're probably a little hungry, and stuff like that. But not to the point where you're starving, and you're a little tired, but not to the point where you're exhausted.
Right. Yeah. Like now that her mindset is now that we kind of made it to this. She believes we made it to where the phrase, the whole egg thing was leading. So it's like now it's time to get back to the world. She's pushing away the hunger and the tiredness, basically.
After a moment, you can't really see the end of it, and then he goes, "Okay, we can go now," and he'll just start walking, and lead you down this path. Go ahead. I'm going to move to Kellen real quick, but is there any other things you want to cover before we move on?
No, I think now she's just she kind of gives Banthor a look like, all right, like let's go, let's get back to the grove. So I think she's gonna she's moving at a quicker pace.
Okay. Little guy recognizes that you're not just walking, but you're moving at a brisk walk or something, and he goes, "Oh," and he'll start to move a little bit quicker. Yeah, we'll still get there at the same time, but yeah, we can move quicker, and such. We can even run. Do you want to run? We'll still get there at the same time.
Like, you're just helping. I mean, you are, but you're not.
I want to tell it in Sylvan. I want to say, I want to play a game.
Mm-hmm.
And then I described different herbs. Herbs A, B, and C.
Gotcha.
I'm going to say, I want to see, while we're running, I want to see who can get the most herbs between you and me.
He looks at you, and you can see a little flash in his eyes, like a literal flash, like not just a glint of excitement, but like a flash. And he goes, "Oh, we can do this." And herbs stop popping up on the pathway, and he starts running. Mine, 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 and runs.
What?
Tragiconic. So we'll go to Kellum. Kellum, let's see. You and Old Man were making your way back to the Grove.
Yes.
Yeah. And you've been away, I think, a total of 3 days. Oh, wait, 1,
Week.
2. Well, no, I'm saying like since the separation.
Oh.
Of the party. We had a day where you're doing that, and then a day of general hunting, and then a second day of hunting. All right. So it's been 3 days, and you're making your way back to the Grove. You've got plenty of game with you that he's carrying with him. He allowed you to strap it to his back, however. And y'all are making your way to the Grove. He says it's going to be difficult for him to smell things with all this on his back, so he's going to, kind of depend on you a little bit for, keeping an eye out and such.
Okay.
He's not going to be, as useful that way. But he says, with that in mind, though, I would like for us to, I'd like to see your endurance and see if you can run the day. Wolves in our pack, we are able to run all day if we need to catch our prey. This will be the final test that I give you. Can you run all day?
I start running.
And he'll give a hoot, like aha, and he'll chase after you and such.
All right.
So give me 3 athletics checks. Slowly though, I want to see what the first one is, and then we'll go to the second and so forth.
17.
All right. Okay, roll the second one.
Oh, 9.
Okay. So you get that first wind, and then midday through the run, you're like, constant running. We're not going to take any kind of break. I'm getting a little thirsty. It's like right there on the edge of breaking down and such. But he yells back at you, "You've got to push through. Just run, even though it hurts." Roll athletics again.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
So you get a cramp in your leg, and you're like, and you start fighting that. And he stops and comes over. You need to make sure you drink plenty of water before you go on a full day's run. Maybe we didn't do that. We'll take a moment of rest. Drink water. I'm thirsty too. Yeah. Any, you got any extra water? And so, the two of y'all will drink some water that you have. And he's like, all right, let's try that again.
All
So
right.
give me athletics.
Oh, boy. Not again.
Another 6. Okay.
I'm just getting bad rolls right now.
I know, right?
This is not good.
So you're pressing through. It's not like it's going to stop you from running and stuff, but it's definitely like you're feeling the burn kind of thing. And he yells back at you again over his shoulder. And you just gotta push through the pain. Try, kill him, try! Roll athletics.
There we go. 18.
There we go. Alright. Hopefully the variables of the algorithm will help us out here. With his encouragement, you push through the pain, and it kind of like after a while, it's just there, and you're just running through the pain, and you're just running and such. You don't know where you're going. You're like, I hope nothing jumps up out of me because this is gonna suck. And such, but you're able to keep running and keep up. Give me one more athletics roll. You're approaching the grove, and it's getting a little late in the evening. In the afternoon, close to dark.
There's a 9.
9. Okay. You're able to get to the edge of the grove, but you have a level of exhaustion.
Okay.
Do you know how to change that on your character sheet?
I'm looking for it. Which tab
Gotcha.
is it?
It is
Conditions.
conditions, right under hit points. So you click on that, and
There we
then
go. Gotcha.
go down to the very bottom and click one on that.
Got it. All right.
And, so now you just have disadvantage on attack rolls and skill checks, I believe.
All right. Fun.
But you've made it to the outside of the grove, and you get there, and old man is like, the smells inside this wood are exquisite. There's so much game here. Oh. What? Is there a large cat, lion, panther, cougar? Is it a cougar?
No, there's the large timber wolf.
It's also the large panther.
Is it here? I didn't know it was here.
Well, in the grove and such. You're like outside of the grove, and he's like smelling everything he can, and he's like, "Is there a large cougar?" You could see the concern in his eyes.
Yeah, I'll tell him about the. If I hadn't already told him, I thought I did, but I'll tell him about the guardian animals.
Okay. Yeah, you mentioned them. I don't know if you'd gone into detail, so he may have forgotten. And he goes, "Oh, that's right. You did mention guardian animals, panthers. Those are." And you say it doesn't attack anyone?
Well, not unless it needs to. So don't go getting on its bad side.
Y'all have kind of come to the southwest side of the grove. You know that the south is more where the panther has its den. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. And such. So you know that the south is more where the panther is going to be when it's just hanging out and doing whatever a panther does. But when it hunts, it actually hunts up into the north and to the west. It has a couple different places that it hunts in different areas. Well, if you think it's okay, let's go. I don't know what I want to see first. This timber wolf you speak of, or this great tree?
They're both pretty close to the same spot.
And your village?
Around the tree.
Oh, smart. You get the protection from the tree?
Essentially, we protect it. It protects us.
This is good to know. Well, lead on, Cullen.
I will lead him on in.
We'll get a break from you. I know, very short, but I'm going to run over to Necra. Necra, you've been hanging out, hiding, shall we say, in your treehouse. Just like any natural, 16-year-old would do when a traumatic situation has come. They're like, I'm not going there. You're going to have to find mine. And you have a few conversations with Maxie. Find that one of the trap trio is missing, and excuse me. That the air in the village is definitely thick, tense. A lot of the I'm just going to say weaker individuals aren't going out as much. People are kind of somewhat concerned for their safety. There have been a few scuffles with Sealy and Unsealy. Nothing serious. Mainly, arguments that break out into a brawl. A couple people throwing fists and such, but no weapons pulled or any magics and things like that. Nothing harmful. And that is what's been going on for the last couple days. Maxie comes in one morning on the morning of the third day and says, I'm not certain, but I think the Sealy court is going to make its move. I think they're going to try to put somebody up for village elder outside of Cerebella. They're calling for a town meeting this afternoon.
Yeah. Sounds like a whole lot of trouble. And a lot of trouble we really don't need. But does anybody seem to be blaming our group for anything? Or any talk about us?
There's talk a little, mainly they're in general angry with us because we left and kind of sparked this unnatural fear in the elder, but I haven't heard anything in particular about us. To say that anybody is blaming us or saying any ill words of us. They're concerned for the wardens, for Kellum and for Banthor. Some people are saying they wish the wardens were here. Maybe they would have some advice, even though they're young. Maybe they have something, the tree's wisdom and such. So the old druids have been fighting amongst themselves and saying the tree is saying this and the tree is saying that, and being contradictory. Nobody knows what to believe.
Interesting how they aren't asking the warden who's still in town about all of this.
Some people have, the general consensus is they're unsure if they can trust Cerebella. So she was, as far as the divinations and such, she was there and killed the elder. But that's what, all the divinations can see, is that she was there and that she killed the elder. But then we have this other body, and we see that Sarabella killed this other person. So it's very confusing.
Yes.
I don't know if it's going to break out a civil war, but it's definitely going to be something. Well, it depends. I guess it just depends on how, people handle themselves when they have their town meeting.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm expecting things to go badly. And nobody's twigged about the fact that if you're here, the rest of us might be nearby?
I didn't tell anybody I left with you, and I haven't really talked about you guys. So,
Okay.
they've asked where you are, and I just said, well, I don't know exactly. I just told them that I left for business and came back, and all this craziness was happening. It's not exactly a lie, just not exactly the truth.
Yeah. Alright.
I did get some sideways glances, but they do that a lot anyhow. Whether or not they can trust my word.
Given them reason.
Well, unless there's a deal, then my word is solid. But outside of that, I don't lie to you.
Uh-huh.
And she smiles a little bit. So, what would you like to do?
Well, at this point I'm trying to stay out of the way or not get noticed, but...
Okay. And that's fine. Let's see. I'm going to leave you, go back to Banthor and Accra. Accra. Ashura. I'm mixing names there a little bit. So Nekra and Ashura.
Fusion power!
And you come out of the thicket, very close to the grove, you can tell. And it's getting on in the day. It's the sun is setting. It's just over the trees. In just a little while that the sun will set. After your little game, Banthor, it seems that Egg has collected a bushel of various herbs, and you have 3. Because he picked them all.
Proud that I got those.
What's that?
I'm just proud that I managed to get 3.
Because he, where he wasn't running fast before, he runs fast now. And you're like, well, he didn't do that earlier. But he definitely and just picked up everything he could, and now has like an armful of various herbs and such. You can see, the 3 different types: mushrooms, vines, leaves, flowers, all sorts of stuff. And he's just like, I think I won. You had no chance.
Yeah, that was fun though.
Yeah. What do you want me to do with all this?
I'll take them.
Okay. And he hands them to you. So you give 15 of each.
I want to take 5 of each and fashion a little flower crown hat thing and put it on the dryad.
Okay, cool. So y'all start, walking, and you're, And you weave together a beautiful crown, basically, for Egg. Until y'all come up with another name, I'm going to keep calling him Egg. So y'all need to work on that one. And it has some colorful mushrooms in various spots, and the front has a bunch of flowers and such, and it's been weaved together with vines and things like that. The 3 different herbs, and you put it on his head, and he's like, "Oh, I am the Herb King."
I bow and say, "My liege."
Why, thank you. And as a loyal subject to the Herb Liege, I grant you the power of sight. And anytime that you seek to find herbs, you can roll with advantage.
Sweet.
I notes, so I remember. I forget. So y'all, by the time this happens, you pretty much got to the edge of the grove. The sun is going down, and there's a kind of a quiet that is in the grove. It's not a natural quiet, and such. There's like a foreboding almost as you walk into the grove. You start going towards the village, to the center of the grove, and it seems to be quieter and such the closer you get to the grove. Before I move on to Kellum, is there anything that you would like to do or say?
Nope.
Egg is like, ooh. He looks at Banthor and then Ashura. There we go. I can feel him. He's that way, and he points directly to where you're going and such. Ooh, he's strong, but not as strong as he can be. Oh, and he just kind of like has a little shiver and like he's very excited. Why is it so quiet? He says in comment.
Right. I'll catch up with you guys. I need to make a stop. And she hurries off.
Okay. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, she's
you gonna change into a dragon form and come here or something? What are you doing?
Nah, she's just going to go back to, and I'm assuming she has her own place here also.
Mm-hmm.
So she's gonna go back to her place to hide the certain things she has. So.
Okay. All right. So. Hold on to that thought for a moment. Y'all are walking. You think, I'm like, oh, wait a second, I'm going to go do this. You are out on the outskirts, so you haven't kind of gotten close to the village per se yet.
Yeah. I would imagine her place is also on the outskirts.
Yeah, you could say that, but still, it's going to be like a distance before you can get to it. So I'm going to go to Kellum real quick, and then we'll come back to that. And such.
Yeah.
So Kellum,
yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, you're fine. Kellum, as you're walking and kind of chatting, the forest kind of gets quiet around you,
Okay.
and you hear a light growl from Old Man as his hackles are up, and he's looking around, and such. Something is watching us. I can feel its eyes on us.
I will
And he yells out. Go ahead.
I will draw my long sword and short sword. Or I'm sorry, the dagger. Long sword and the shard dagger.
Okay, all right. And he bellows out, "Come out! Face us! Who are you?" And the trees where you are at start to move and make a clear area. A clearing, shall we say. And after a moment of all of this, starting to move back, and you find that you're in the center of this clearing. And you look around and you're like, "Oh, I've been here before." When you had your spar with the Timberwolf. This looks like the challenge area.
I will briefly inform the old man of this.
Okay. We are being challenged? That's good. I've been looking for a fight. And you see him, he'll like grab, the ropes or bindings and stuff and rip off, the stuff that's on his back, and it'll fall to the ground.
I was just about to say, I was going to do that for him and take off my backpack.
Okay, all right. And from one side of the clearing, the Timberwolf appears. His head is low, his shoulders are wide, and you can see the hackles on his back are raised.
Okay.
He looks at you, Kellum, and his eyes flash green, and you feel from the Timberwolf like a one-word beware. And then he looks back at the White Wolf, at the Winter Wolf, and starts moving towards the Timberwolf slowly in an aggressive manner. Not running, but just like showing that he's showing aggression towards the Winter Wolf.
So the beware was more of telepathic.
Mm-hmm.
I will step between them, putting the old man behind me. But I'll be turned sideways so that my shard dagger is kind of more pointing towards the old man, but my long sword's in the direction of the Timberwolf.
Okay.
Fairly, not exactly a dual wielding stance, but a single sword stance. But it's not too uncommon for Kellum to have done this, so he's somewhat hiding the fact that he's got a weapon on both of them at this point because he doesn't know what the beware means.
Gotcha.
And then he will directly ask the Timberwolf, beware of what?
And from behind you, the old man, he goes, "Kellum, I'm sorry."
I'll slice him.
Okay. All right, we're making an attack.
I'll immediately, with my long sword being out front, it gets the better reach to swing back around with momentum. 19.
Oh, okay. So in mid-sentence, you swing around and slice the old man, hitting him on the shoulder. He bounds back from his wound. It's bleeding, and you can roll damage. And he puts his head down for a moment and looks at you, You've been a great companion, and I appreciate your help. And he raises his head and starts to howl.
All right.
And Ashra and Banthor, you hear an unfamiliar howl in the distance.
Well, hold on. Hold on. Question.
Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
I've not made my second attack yet.
All right, go for it.
Uh,
You want to add +5 to the target number, and you can aim for his throat.
Yep.
I know where you're going. Go for it.
Oh, so close.
Do you have any
19.
inspiration?
No.
Do you have any inspiration?
You haven't
No?
given me any lately.
Okay.
I haven't done anything inspirational.
Okay. Give me a second. We'll see if... I'm going to see if the beware was enough for... Yeah, okay. So when he said beware, when the Timberwolf said beware, it gave you inspiration.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's try this again. The shard dagger.
All right.
Oh, come on. 13.
Okay. 13. I think that's enough to hit him. Give me a second. Yes, beats it.
Okay.
But you were aiming for the
throat.
For the throat. So you're able to hit him, but you weren't able to hit him in the throat.
Okay. It'll do another 7 damage.
Okay. So that garbles a little bit. You were maybe you hit him again in the same area that he got stabbed in. So it didn't stop the howl, but it did shorten it, somewhat. And he he growls at you and tries to snap at you when you pull out the dagger.
Hang on, I'm not done.
Okay, all right, go for it. My bad.
So I'm going to use my action surge. At the moment I see that my dagger does not prevent the impending howl, I will action surge and attack again with my longsword.
Okay, so go for it.
Slice down, slice up, and then slice up with the dagger, and then it's going to be another slice up with the longsword since it's in the recovery position.
Okay.
And that's a 17.
Yeah. All right.
With 4 damage.
Okay. So you catch him in the other shoulder, just shy of hitting him in the throat. You need an 18 with a +5.
Man.
My apologies. Close. So you're not able to stop him from howling fully, but he's able to get out a howl and such. And let me record this damage. 4 plus 7. There we go.
2 7s.
And then 2 7s. There we go. Thank you.
Total
I knew
18.
it was 3. There we go. 18. All right. So Ashra and Banthor, in the distance, you hear a howl that gets slightly interrupted, and you hear "oh, oh, oh," kind of thing, like a wolf that is being attacked in mid howl, off in the distance, and
Yeah, hearing that. I think she was gonna split off, but then she kind of gives the nervous look at Banthor, like, did you hear that? Or was that? I'm hearing things.
I look back and nod, we need to go.
Yeah, and I think we both like give the look at each other, and then both just take off towards the sound.
okay.
Before that, I'm going to kneel down at Egg, and I'm going to say in Sylvan, go to the tree, tell it to send Necra to us.
I can do that. He runs over. He turns around and runs towards the nearest tree, and whoop, just jumps into it, and is gone.
I'm a little taken aback by that, but regain my composure and start heading towards the howl with Ashra.
Okay. I'm going to assume at some point that y'all gave him your names, while you're walking, just as a, hey, I'm Ed, kind of thing and stuff like that. So, because this will come into but, so y'all start running off in that direction. Oh, wait a second. Before you start running off, he goes, I can make you move fast. He goes, I can give you I could cast a spell on. He says in Sylvan, I could cast a spell on you to make you move faster. And he starts to do that in mid sentence of you please, and such. So basically for it's going to double your speed for a particular amount of time, and y'all hopefully will help you run faster towards this conflict. There we go. He disappears, and Necra, a oddly shaped little green guy, pops out of the tree in your house and says, Banthor and Ashra need your help.
Before you can even actually get that out.
Banthor, Ashra need your help?
Okay.
He's like laying on the floor because he wasn't expecting it. And he's like, they need your help? And,
and I look down and I'm like, oh.
And then you hear a howl in the distance.
Okay.
That is broken up as if a wolf was howling and attacked.
Okay. And then...
And yes, there is a time difference here.
Yeah. Obviously. Okay, so... Do I have to go through town, or can I skirt around town to get to
you can, you're on the east?
Just out at the edge of town?
Yeah. So you can definitely move that way, but he grabs your hand and says, I'll take you. And looks to the tree. And he grabs your hand and looks back at you.
And alright, close my eyes and lean forward like.
So he yanks you through the tree. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, this is gonna go badly. Not as badly as I was thinking.
Oh, no. When you pop out, you're very queasy, but, it passes quickly. It basically is very weird. And you pop up in the grove, in the clearing, the challenge clearing, on the edge, as the wolf is howling. And you see Kellum shove his longsword into his shoulder, and you see Kellum curse as he's like, just can't quite get the neck, and such. And you see the timber wolf standing there, and you see the winter wolf that Kellum is in combat with. They're standing in the middle, and the timber wolf is off to one side, and you're on one side. About this time, this is when Ashra and Banthor come zipping into the clearing I need y'all to roll dexterity saving throw. Okay, Banthor.
Ow.
I do want to say that, like, what I was attempting to
Uh-huh.
equip the. It's in my bag, so I'd have to pull it out.
Okay.
It was the that hammer, that +1 hammer.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Yeah,
Yeah, the
you can do that
warhammer.
on your. Yeah, you could do that on your way here. Yeah, that's not a problem.
Alright, what are we doing?
Dex saving throw.
Dex saving throw.
Mhm.
Jeez. Okay.
So badly?
All right.
Yep.
So the two
That
of you.
was expected.
So the two of you are running like incredibly fast, and it doesn't take any effort. You're like, wow, I could do this all day, and then all of a sudden you're there in the clearing. You're like, oh wait, gotta stop, and yeah, you just can't get your feet, your mind, and the environment all to come together, and you all go stumbling into the clearing. You are Kellum, excuse me, Anthor, you're going to be on one side, prone, and Ashra, you're going to be on the other side, prone. So basically, it's going to make a four-way. Kellum and the wolf are in the center, and I'll put this on a map, and we'll take care of it. But Kellum and the white wolf, are in the center. Necra is to the east. Timberwolf is to the south. Ashra, you're going to be on to the west, and then Banthor, you're going to be to the north. Kind of like on all sides there, at the edges of the arena, shall we say, the challenge arena. And in the distance, far away, you can hear a response howl from multiple wolves. So this is outside of the, to the west. You can hear this response. It's miles away, but it is, still, you can hear multiple wolves howling in the distance. And the old man just kind of looks down at you, Kellum, and grins.
Slice him again.
All right. Let's see. Let's real quick. We'll roll initiative, and then I'll start putting. Here's the turn order. Okay. Add a turn. I need to go to Asha. Add a turn. Oh, so I'll have to do that with everybody since I don't have a. Yep. Sorry. Map up. There we go. Alrighty. Let's see. So, Asha, you have a 15. Necra's got a 6. Where's Necra? Necra's in here somewhere. No, Necra is not. That's interesting. Oh, that was not what I wanted. I want her. There we go. Let's do that. There you go. All right. What did you get, Necra? 6. That's what it is. Okay. And Thor 21. 213. Colin, what'd you get there? See you.
13.
Okay, 13. Oh, that's why. Okay, good. No, not a point. Okay. So, Banthor, Ash, Kellum, Timberwolf, and White Wolf, and Necra. Banthor, what you got for us?
Real quick, if I may. As Kellum notices the others arriving, he will say, "He's mine." In the wolf.
Ah, good. The old man says. With that, Banthor, you are prone. And y'all take 6 points of bludgeoning damage, Banthor and Asha.
That was a hard fall.
It was a hard fall. They were moving quickly.
5.
What's that?
I rolled a 5.
Yeah.
So, to recover from prone, does that take any kind of actions, or is it just what
half movement?
Okay. How far away am I from Kellum?
The 30 feet to the center. I need to look at that.
Have you moved this to the map?
I'm still trying to
Okay.
find out where I hit it. The map is in the north, I believe. There it is. Yeah. Okay. Banthor, you are in the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet away. And I'm getting this straightened up. You're 30 feet away from Kellum.
What would I need to use to hand Kellum this Warhammer?
So you could run forward and throw it. Like get up, run your 15 feet, and then throw it towards him.
Well, I'm thinking of possibly dashing.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. You could dash, use your movement, and then use your action to dash, and then you could hand it to him if you wanted to.
Okay. And would the hand be like a free action, bonus action?
Yeah, free action. Interacting with your environment, that kind of thing. Like here.
I'll do that.
Then it would be up to Kellum to, take it or what have you. So, okay. I'll move you. This does put you in melee with the Winter Wolf.
That is fine. Because I'm going to hand Kellum the Warhammer and say, how about you break this in?
I don't know how to use hammers. And he keeps on with his swords.
Well, dang. And then I shapeshift into a dire wolf.
There are more coming. Get ready.
And that'll end my turn.
All right. I need to get. I am. Dire wolf. All right. What is that? Oh, there you are, Asha. You were on the bottom of it. Okay. I don't want to hunt for tokens, making it slower. I should have had a token, so my apologies. So I'm just going to turn the Timber Wolf upside down for the Winter Wolf.
Okay.
Or I could find something totally different.
You
that I
got
do have.
the Winter Wolf on the main map.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. Do I? Yes. Yeah. On the start map?
Yep.
No, not on the.
It's the one you pulled the Pokemon out to earlier.
Oh, on the map. Yes. Forgot. Thank you. take me straight to that. I hate that. So I'm trying to figure out some of these new tabs where you can go between maps and such. I got files, and I'm like, oh, now I can't see the map itself. I'm like, there we go. You a delete, and you a paste. Ooh, it's a little big. There we go. Aha! So Banthor, you've done your thing. You run up. Try to hand the. Do you meld it back into your equipment, or do you drop it on the ground? The hammer.
I meld everything. You know, the shield and weapon.
Okay, all right. Ashra, you're prone.
Yeah, she's gonna stand up. She's gonna stand up. Words. Assess the situation. That's the word I was trying to get out. I was about to say observe the situation. No, that's not the word. She's gonna assess.
You're 30 feet away from the Winter Wolf, and Kellum is on the other side of the Winter Wolf, basically from you.
She is going to fire. Ooh, that is. So you see, she assesses the situation, sees the threat. Both hands clamp together as they glow, and then one hand lashes out as a guiding bolt strikes this wolf.
Okay. Did you? And I'm just making sure. Did you hear Kellum and what he said when y'all popped in?
Oh yeah, she heard.
Okay, I just want to make sure that that you heard that. Continue.
Yeah, that's why I said she assessed the situation, seen the threat, and lashed out.
All right. You roll. Oh, okay. Guiding bolt 15. Is that
okay. That's the damage. 15 radiant. It was a 20 to hit.
Yeah, I saw that. That was a hit. Sorry.
Yeah,
right.
30, 20 to hit. 15 radiant damage, and it starts lighting up. It's glowing.
Okay. So next person has advantage.
Yes.
All right. Anything else for you? You said you stood up.
Yeah, she stood up.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
She stood up. She unleashed the guiding bolt, and that's it.
Okay. All right, Kellum. A guiding bolt came flashing from Ashra and hits the Winter Wolf, striking in at its side. It howls in pain and has this halo around it. It seems easier to hit.
Okay.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to strike him.
Okay. You have advantage with your first attack.
All right. 17 and we'll go with 17.
Okay. All right. That hits.
5 slashing damage.
Okay.
And the bonus 17 to hit.
All right. That hits.
5 damage.
Okay. Do you have the feat that allows you to add the extra damage? Is that what it is? The feat?
Dual wielder.
Dual wielder.
Dual wielder lets you add your modifier to your offhand. Which
I have it. Dual wielder.
It's showing 1+4 is 5. So.
Yeah, as well, so as a bonus action attack, generally speaking, it wouldn't add the extra damage, but
it wouldn't add the strength modifier to that,
right?
Or dex, whichever.
Right, but since you have that feat or fighting style, whatever one it is.
It's the feet.
So it is the feet. Okay.
The fighting style
No,
adds the ability
that's
modifier. The feet adds
It's
the
the fighting
plus
style.
1 AC.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. So
The feet lets you use weapons
He's
without
got
the
it
light
either
rocket.
way.
That's what it is.
I got both of them. I am another crunch to dual wield.
Alrighty. So the first
Yes.
damage was 5. Oh, and the second damage was 5. That's what confused me. Okay. All right.
Yeah. 5 and 5.
All right. 10.
Right.
And I will, after striking him with the dagger, I will reiterate to everybody that more are coming. Get ready.
Out of these two, the Witch Wolf has the advantage. Okay. I'll do the Q. Nope, wrong keyboard. Q. Anything else for you? You've attacked and bonus action.
Told everybody more was coming. That's it.
It's going to do that.
It uses its action and comes around the other side. Yep, that's pretty much all it can do right now. The Winter Wolf, seeing Banthor and Kellum in a nice little area there for him, is going to exhale his wintry breath at you. That's a Constitution saving throw? Or is it? We'll do it as that. A Constitution saving throw. 10.
10 for Kellen.
And Banthor, 11.
11. Is that rolling with the direwolf? Come on.
Hey, Ben, was that with the direwolf or with your Constitution?
Yeah, I rolled with Direwolf Constitution.
Oh, it's Dex? Alright. We'll redo it and do it Dex. Use the direwolf. My apologies, guys. Thanks, Nick. I couldn't remember.
Oh, come on.
Either way. So, Callum, you take 12. You take 12 cold damage. And Banthor. Oh, Dex. Oh, okay. You take 6. Banthor. It will then use its action surge and attack Callum. And misses wildly. Alright. He bites at you, Callum, but the injuries to his shoulders has made him stiff. And he pulls up short. Right in front of your face. Pack, pack. And you're like, ooh. Nectra, what are you going to do?
Seeing as that seems to be more or less handled, and keep insisting there's more, I'm gonna go up into here.
Okay. Get up in the tree.
Uh-huh.
Right.
And set up, since there seems to be only one way in and out. So when somebody decides to show up,
So you take a sentry position. It takes your action, and movement to get up into the tree. Good, but you look around and you don't see anything outside of your one winter wolf. But next turn you can set up an action or whatever. Banthor, what you got for me? You are in dire wolf.
I would like to use the direwolf keen hearing and smell to try to roll perception to get a beat on where the other wolves are coming from.
Okay. Roll nature. Or, is it nature? Here a second. Measure ability to recall lore about terrain, plants, and animals. Weather, and it'll survival real quick. A hunt. Okay, you can use either one, actually. Nature or survival. I don't know which one is better for you. Nature, yes. Yeah, oh, they're both they're both same, but one's tagged. Okay. So when you heard the responding howls, they were from a few miles away. So they may be coming, but it's not going to be immediate.
Would that use my action or?
No. You're like, it's just like, oh, wait a second. They were, that's just like, you just figured this out, basically. So you didn't have to think about it or anything. You're like, oh, wait a second. That was far off. It's going to take them a while to get here.
Okay. I'll use my action to disengage.
Okay.
And I'm going to move over to Ashra.
All right.
And kind of shake my head, like I'm going to honor Kellum's wishes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to get between Ashra and the Winter Wolf and just kind of shake my head at Ashra, like let Kellum have this kind of deal.
Ashra, as Banthor comes over to you and shakes his head. You can see Egg is sitting on Banthor's shoulders and has a handful of fur and stuff in his hands, and just like this wild-eyed, like all kind of look in his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Banthor, you don't really notice until you see Ashra just kind of, a little bit there, and then you kind of notice that there's somebody riding your back. With that, so you use your action to disengage and movement over there. Ashra.
Yeah. Ashra's still focused on the threat in front of her, so. Do I want to do that? Or do I want to do that?
Hold on for a second. I'm gonna. Oh, is that the right one? Yes. Damn it. Where is it? Huh. Oh well. Did you get that, Ashra? Yeah, DM'd you.
Oh. Hold on. All right.
Just say. What you gonna do, Ash?
Okay. Yeah. She's about to focus, but she sees the look in Vanthor's eyes, so she hesitates.
Do you want to hold something? Like hold a spell, or
She'll hold a sacred flame.
okay. And basically, if things get out of control,
Yeah.
kill them.
Mm-hmm.
You have advantage because the because the timber wolf is on the other side.
Okay. I think I'll be going with that one.
Yeah.
Yep, going with that first one.
All right. Go ahead. Long sword.
Longsword,
8.
damage.
All right.
Now, also,
Mhm.
I should have done this earlier. My class feature, Unwavering Mark.
Okay.
When you
What's
hit
that?
when you hit with a melee weapon attack, you mark the creature until the end of your next turn, or if you are incapacitated. While it is within 5 feet of me, a marked creature has disadvantage on any attack roll that doesn't target me. If the marked creature
okay.
deals damage to anyone else, I am able to make a special melee attack against it on my next turn as a bonus action with an advantage +1 and extra damage.
Wow. Okay.
To make it 3 times per turn. It says I can make the attack 3 times per long rest. Does that mean the actual attack, or is that like right now I'd mark off one of the 3?
Right now, you would mark off one of the 3.
Okay. All right, so we'll do that. So that is ready, and then I'll go and do my bonus dagger. Is that the dagger also gets a bonus on the dice roll or advantage?
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, going with that first one, 19.
Okay. 19 hits.
That is 8 damage. Max damage, nice.
Yeah. For it did as much as it says 16 altogether there. Just enough. He had 58 hit points, and you got to the 58. So you stab him with the shard dagger. How do you want to stab him with that and finish him off?
Knowing that he's slowing down, I'd imagine I'd see this as I'm fighting him here.
Mm-hmm.
I will catch him right at the front part of his throat with the dagger. And as I get it in there, I'll leave it in there for a moment and start to twist it. And as I do, I'll raise him upwards so he's on his hind feet, and I'll stare right into his eyes, flipping my longsword down to where it's in a stabbing position, and I will slowly push it down through his chest, through his heart, rib cage, and everything else, and then pull it out through his bottom, eviscerating him through the front.
Okay. So as you slice him in half, basically, he silently, only basically so that you can hear, is for the pack, and he dies.
I will be turning him into a winter coat.
Oh yeah, I know. I kind of figured. With that, Egg jumps up and down on Banthor's back and goes, "Yay! We did it!"
Okay. Like
And,
saying, okay, the character has nothing to say. He's just staring at the wolf.
Yeah, I totally understand. You're in your, like, oh, you betrayed me, you bastard. I definitely, can, you're like, I've got him out. Wait a second. You jerk.
GM, and you.
Yeah, basically it was just a ploy to get the winter wolf to find the grove so they can howl and alert the others to your location.
and we we can put that together, right? Like, because we heard the corresponding howl, so we know they're coming.
Yeah,
Correct.
I mean,
yes.
Kellum's
Yeah,
sitting there.
yeah.
He knows. He's saying it multiple times. They're coming.
One moment.
Ow!
I got a phone call. I got to take this. Sorry. Hang on.
Oh, that was in my ear. Like,
I think Kellum's actually going to take the skin of this wolf and just wear it while it's bloody to face off the other wolves. I'm not going to cure it yet. I'm going to, if we don't have time to cure it before they get here, I'm just going to wear it while it's bloody.
Doesn't give you bonus to intimidation. I don't know what will.
Yeah. Wearing the skin of your kin while I'm killing you.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that. It was my boss. I was like, why would my boss be calling me on my day off? Oh crap! Do they think I'm supposed to be working? Or something. So she was
that'd be
actually.
what we slipped over.
Yeah, well, no. I was like, I know I requested it, got it, blah. If nothing else changed or something, I know I'm not supposed to be here now. But
You're not supposed to be, right?
yeah, no. She was like calling to see if I could come in and work for somebody, and then they pulled up. So they just pulled it. They showed up late without calling in. So yeah, you know how people are sometimes.
don't you love that?
Yeah. Let's see.
While you were away, I was telling the others that if we don't have time to cure this wolf pelt before the other wolves get here, I am just going to wear it in its bloody state while facing the other wolves.
That's awesome. What's today? Today is the 7th. Oh, okay. That's going to be great. Let's see.
Okay, so we are we continuing or
I'm off. Okay, cool.
like,
So it's late. It's 11:15. 16 now. So yeah, definitely probably need to finish up real quick. Or we could just leave it here. But if y'all want to spend 5 minutes, just kind of, or what have you. I'm good, but I don't know about Banthor or Callum. So
Yeah, I'm good. The only thing Kellum will be doing right now is like skinning this wolf until the other wolves get here.
All right.
so
hold up. Let's go with Banthor first. He's the any question.
Let me check real quick.
All right, go ahead. All right, while he's checking, then y'all can go ahead.
Yeah. So Ash saying this brutal kind of like it was like passion like what do we call it? Kill sees that and turns her back to it. Just turns her back, like letting go of the magic she was holding.
Mm-hmm.
Turns her back to it and looks toward like Banthor, and I'm assuming Necra somewhere in a tree.
Yeah, you saw Necra for a moment, and then she disappeared. Yeah. You can assume she went into a tree. You did see her, start scuttle up a tree, and then after that, yeah.
I'm good to continue.
She
Okay, cool.
Okay,
And-
so Ash turns her back to to Caleb and that thing, and she's looking towards you, and she's saying loud enough for Necra to hear. It's like, we need to warn the village. If more are coming, we need to get the defenses up.
Uh-huh. And when you say that, I kind of sidestep on the branch so I'm actually visible from where everyone else is. And I'm like, yeah, at this point, as soon as one of us shows our faces, well, Banthor showing up would be good. The rest of us might have some questions.
There's no time for that right now. I understand that
yeah,
the
they're
village
not
alert.
gonna. Yeah, no, they're kind of busy with tearing themselves apart at the moment.
So Kellum, you don't have any of this information. You don't know that the elder has been killed, or anything like that. So try to keep it, where you're ignorant of that. I know that you're concentrated right now on,
Busy now.
pelting this wolf. So
Yep.
At this- Yeah, I know that, but they're at this point they think Sarabella killed her father. The two head druids are basically getting close to, or seemingly are getting close to starting an all-out war in the village.
Okay.
And we
What? I understand that, Necro. What's more important right now? The infighting that they're trying to do, or the onslaught that's coming towards us right now?
At this point, the most important thing is get them to quit with that and actually get ready, but they...
Exactly. That's the thing we need to do. We
We
can settle the infighting after.
can I interject just a little bit here?
sure.
Ask for a it'll be difficult for me, but can I do what would be, I guess, perception. Can I do a perception check to
Okay.
like I'm passively
Sure.
listening to all this and hearing it, and like my brain is able to process it better because I'm not like directly focused on it. Maybe.
What's your perception what's your intent? There we go.
Well, my intent is to, like, Kellum has he's heard these things, but my intent is, like, is he going to have enough brain bandwidth, as it were,
Got it.
to offer his suggestion?
So you have a passive perception of 12. That would get, you're not oblivious to, things. Roll perception to see how, to see how well, I guess, basically, you
13.
perceive the situation. 13, okay. Better than you have. So that's enough to, like, it might take you a moment. You're like, they continue talking, and then you're like, wait a second, who's dead?
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, what Kellum would have heard, I think, and picked up on the most was, like, if any of us show up, they're going to ask questions, but if they wouldn't ask questions of Banthor.
Okay,
So,
go for it.
But hearing Necra and Ashura still go back and forth about it, I was like, well, if they won't ask questions of Banthor, they'll listen to him. Just send him by himself, and then I'll keep going back to the wolf.
Yeah, that was where I was headed. They seem to be... Banthor already has a higher position in the village than we do. That's where I was going, to cut the infighting, if possible.
Where's Sarabella?
She's in the village. If she's taken my advice, she's hiding in the tree.
You want to send Banthor on his own to try to cut the infighting.
He can just
So
tell
it
them
was-
to put it aside and face the wolves first. If they'll listen to him instead of us. It sounds like you or Necra showing up, even with Banfor, is going to cause more issues than if he shows up by himself.
My question is, how did this wolf get into the grove?
Well, what happened was...
Right, who said that?
Well, what happened was... No, I'm just being funny. So.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Kellum say, I just thought I was going to turn it into a companion. It betrayed me, so I killed it.
So,
And now I'm going to kill its entire pack.
so what you're saying is this is your fault.
I just admitted as much.
Okay, Banthor, we need to go. We can't sit here.
And if
I
you
let
want to
out a
start
whine.
throwing blame around, Ashura, if the village decides not to come out and help and they want to accuse you of whatever happened there, then that'll be your fault. Or you could just send Banthor and we don't have any other faults to lay around.
You're hubris.
This is not hubris. This is I'm dealing with my mistake. And I'm trying to help you to not make a mistake.
Dealing with it would be you going out there and facing all those wolves yourself.
Which is what I am
Since you
working
brought
on.
me here. Oh, looks like you're trying to hack up this thing. That's what you did. But that's besides the point. Banthor, do you want to go alone? Or do you want someone to come with you?
What?
And Banthor is still in dog form, so...
Yeah, two little DM, two messages coming in. So yeah, you could, consider meeting the, intercepting the pack is definitely an idea, and it depends how you know that you have time. It probably would take you, if you do it well, a couple hours. I don't know. How long would it take? It doesn't take long to do a rabbit, but that's because you just ink, and then pull. This is like much larger.
Yeah, that's a large
10
thing.
by
That's
5
big.
by 4.
Let's put it this way. I want enough to wear his bloody skin on my back and use it as an extra intimidation factor against the rest of the pack. I don't.
Gotcha.
If I don't have it done well enough to turn it into a full blown pelt later on, that's fine. Right now, it's just I've
Gotcha.
killed your infiltration unit, and now I'm doing for you.
Okay. So you feel like you have, at least an hour or two before anything, immediate would happen.
I'm meeting them. I'm going to meet them outside of the grove.
Got it. So with a half an hour, you feel that you can take this pelt off relatively well. It would take maybe a little bit longer to do fine detail and such, like an hour. But you can like, well, I don't need the arms, I don't need the the legs and stuff. I'm just going to take the big and just put your foot down on it, rip it off and stuff like that. So you could do it in a half an hour.
All right. As soon as he's got it done, he's going to throw it on his back and walk.
Okay. So Kellum is going to be busy for the next half an hour pelting the winter wolf. The timber wolf, is calmed down, and is just kind of walking around a little bit, sniffing the white wolf, the winter wolf, and kind of nudging it with his nose a little bit, like there's some kind of recollection. But it doesn't, mope or anything like that. It's like, did I know you at one point? Kind of thing. Whatever. And just kind of, walks around and, just pays attention to what Kellum's doing for a little while. So Banthor, what do you want to do?
Can an egg communicate with me, or is it the same understanding as everyone else?
So if you're going to try to communicate with Egg?
Yeah, I just didn't know if they're able to. I don't know if dryads can like speak with animals or anything like that.
I would assume they could. So go for it.
Are you able to whip up that speed magic on Kellum's fingers there?
In Sprethiel, he says that he's only able to make someone move faster through space and time, but he can't make make you do a action faster. It's just movement.
Can you do that with the whole party when we need you to?
I can, but it's gonna tap me out.
Okay. We'll keep that in mind. Hold off for now.
Okay.
And
does anybody else know Sprethiel?
Sylvan? Yes.
Sylvan, excuse me. That's what I meant. I don't know.
Yes. I was like, what the heck is that?
Yeah, that's wrong book.
Setting.
Wrong
And
setting.
also
Yeah.
wrong language for that setting.
Isn't it Sprethiel? I thought that was the...
Elvish.
Yeah, Elvis. Yeah. Anyhow, here you guys.
Yes. And yeah. So I understood that just fine.
Okay.
Nobody else in the party apparently does.
No.
And so I explain it, and I'm like, Banthor, you might want to switch forms again, or run almost into town like that. We really don't have much time, and even with your standing with the Sealy head druid, you're gonna take a while getting them to quit sharpening daggers on each other.
I am going to speak with Meg and just ask that they convey that the next howl I do is going to be an indication to the party that they need to converge on that howl.
Okay. All right. So he says, he'll tell everybody when, if Banthor howls, then you need to, make haste.
Yeah, like if you hear a howl like this, and then I just, do some weird howl.
Alright. And I translate it into Draconic. Watching the unusual creature that I don't know is specifically a dryad.
It looks at you kind of like,
Lack of
question.
understanding?
Yes, he doesn't have any understanding. Like, oh, you can speak in another tongue. And says, that's the tongue of the dragons.
Okay.
But outside of that, that's all they... she can speak in the tongue of the dragons. That's impressive.
Yeah. Ash is just going to put a hand on Banthor and be safe, Banthor. And with that, she's gonna go off her own way.
Okay. So when you leave Banthor, you gonna take Egg with you?
I'll take Egg with me.
Okay. The Timberwolf will follow you when you leave, and as he senses that you're headed towards the village, and it does seem to understand common tongue. So when you give, talk to it or give it direction, it does, understand and such. It may not respond to your commands, like go here and do that. It may be just like, yeah, I don't want to. But it does understand. So it understood that y'all are heading into town, to the village, so it tags along with you. Egg says he'll give you a little boost, but he'll save his main magic for the group if needed.
I'll tell him to just don't bother. Save your strength. I've got 50 move speed and I can dash, so I'm just going to be still in direwolf form, and I am hauling tail.
All right. Okay. So the three of y'all head into the village. You're a little bit outside of the village. It'd take about 20 minutes or so to get there, normally. Running, we'll say it takes about 12 minutes, because you're running full out and such, yeah. You have a little bit better movement speed and such. Okay. So it takes you about 10-15 minutes to 10-15 minutes to get to the village per se. Ashra has wandered off to her direction. Kellum is pelting the winter wolf there. Nekra, what are you going to do?
Off to where the most likely interception point would be.
Okay, all right. So you heard them from the west. So y'all are on the west, southwest kind of area. So you kind of head in a northwest, west by northwest direction. Are you trying to get there quickly? Or are you taking your time? Are you in the trees? Things like that.
Well, I'm basically just as quick as I can, so I can set up two.
Gotcha. So you're going to head off in that direction and try to find a good vantage point, maybe a good place to intercept the pack. And Kellen will continue doing that for his half an hour. Bantha will run to town, and Ashra will run and do her errand. Okay. When we get back, we'll basically pick it up at that place where everybody's in those little locations. Ashra, if you would just send me a DM about what you'd like to do, and then I will have Nekra in a map position, and we'll see when and where we all converge. Such. That being said, today is the 7th, so next game would be the 21st.
21st.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
It should be good.
Okay.
I'm good.
So for today, outside of the 500 XP I gave you earlier,
Yeah.
we have completed a mission. Pen is running out of ink. Is that individual? Group. Okay, it's an individual. So, plus 100. Oh, excuse me. That felt good. Sorry. All right. So we'll do another 500 for Kellum. No, excuse me. For Ashra and Nekra. And 3.25 for the wardens.
Nice.
Yeah, I know. That puts you, like, just on the edge there. For some of you, I think.
Yeah,
Or
wardens
does
are
it-
lagging behind a little bit. But
Yeah,
that's okay.
now the wardens are.
We knew that was the part of the deal when we took the warden.
Yeah. Okay, so you get a little bit. Refresh it.
I'm going to go do the Twitch sign off real quick.
All right, sounds great.
Let's see here. Do that. All right. Well, thank you all for watching today. Appreciate you stopping by, checking out the stream. And like I said, we'll see you for the next Dungeons and Dragons on the 21st. We got Fallout on the 13th this week. And I'll be back on Monday and Wednesday of this week with the X4. Regular X4 on Monday, and then Wednesday we're playing the X4 Star Wars mod. So definitely check all that out. We'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.